I dug out my old hard drives again and found something interesting from my childhood.
Fishdom Exe. Oh my god.
And suddenly, all the memories came rushing back. One of my first computer games, spending hours solving puzzles just to build up my aquarium with little fishies.
Does it still work? Well, I'd be damned. Me and my I did not play this for 20 years.
And then it began. I played for at least 2-3 hours that evening, and now for days. I enjoyed it back then and still enjoy it today. There are 5 different symbols on the board. Match 3 or more in a row, boom. Plus a few special mechanics you already learn in the first levels. 5 in a row makes a bomb, 6 makes dynamite, etc. And there are double locked tiles with or without chains that make things a bit harder. Between rounds you build up your 1 out of 3 aquariums. That's Fishdom. And I don't know why, but somehow...
Fishdom... No way.
There it was, the same game, 20 years later, in the App Store. But I immediately had a bad feeling. Okay. At first it looks like Fishdom, everything's a bit more modern, but again with an aquarium in the background. Okay, let's check. What is this? Some kind of mini ad game? Okay, I could skip, but it's super simple and gives ton of cash. And only after that comes the actual main game. Okay. So at first the gameplay looks similar, but then... Boom! 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 I like that stuff. Oh, dynamite! Boom! Okay, I could pretend like I'm not enjoying the new game, but... Do we get big Yeah, level 20 big explosions at the end. It just doesn't have much to do with the Fishdom I experienced back then. Because the new Fishdom, unlike its predecessor, is full-on Gen Z. The original actually wanted you to solve the puzzle, and that could easily take 5 minutes or more. Take your time, just not too long. There's a counter, and you have to start over, but honestly, that has never happened to me. The new Fishdom throws that relaxing atmosphere out of the window and replaces it with, a whole lot of kaboom. First, why? And second, why not? We will find answers to both, and the first one is pretty simple. Why all the explosions? Attention span. In recent years, it's dropped into the single-digit seconds. A mobile game just doesn't have the time anymore to win someone over with tactics, a strategy, a nice design. It has to hit hard first, then comes the intelligent gameplay, and Fishdom does have that. As much as one side in me wanted the new Fishdom to be bad, it's actually pretty fun. Especially because the developers didn't sit back for 20 years. By now there are so many cool features in the main game that you barely recognize the original sometimes. And there's always another level. This is what level 18,000 looks like. So, in a way, you can play Fishdom almost endlessly. And the aquariums didn't just double, they multiplied like rabbits, creating countless worlds with tons of themes, aliens, dinosaurs, the Chinese aquarium, and much more. Too much, honestly. It felt kinda overwhelming. Here's another power-up, there's the lightning strike, and over here another cringe fish telling me to definitely come back tomorrow. Ah, right. Free-to-play title. Unlike the first version of the game, which made maybe a couple thousand euros, Fishdom now makes serious cash with your stupidity, or rather, your kids. Back then, when time ran out, you could simply try the level again. Failing was annoying, sure, but it was also a chance to learn. In the new Fishdom, there is no time limit, there is a move limit. If you use your last move and the level still isn't cleared, well, just buy a few more moves with diamonds. How much are those worth? Holy crap. Alright, I rather restart. Wait, what? Oh right. Free-to-play game. You don't have to pay, but you can, and after a few hours my hearts and diamonds were gone. Then you can either wait half an hour or dig deep into your wallet for a few more rounds. This tactic of mobile free-to-play game is already well known, hated by some, defended by others. But then again, this is a damn kids game, still. Actually, even more so now, with super cute fish. Sure, they talk every 5 seconds, crack dumb jokes, and are so cringe that I don't even feel like dealing with aquarium anymore in an aquarium game. And then there's always this, "Oh, you're so amazing, we hope you come back and play with us tomorrow." Ugh. At 28, I just think, yeah, blah blah, you just talk like that all the time, but as an 8-year-old, well, you might think, oh, I'm really? Am I that good? But if the game says so? Oh no, I lost my last heart. Mom, can I get 2 or 3 more diamonds, please? And even if mom says no, what are we teaching kids with this stuff? If you make mistakes, that's bad because you either have to take a break or pay money. Instead of, if you make a mistake, that's annoying, yes, but your invested time is gone. But hey, try again. Maybe with a bit more knowledge. Leaving aside all the modern bull the developers added to turn the puzzle memory game into an action game, and leaving aside some very questionable advertising tactics, the gameplay of the new Fishdom actually isn't that bad. What puts me off is everything around it. And that's exactly what made old games so great. They didn't try to overwhelm you. They didn't try to sell you every day something new. They did not milk you for cash. And kids' games were actually made for kids and their development. And because you bought the game, it was actually yours and not just some borrowed software. For example, the old Fishdoms has only 3 main soundtracks, and one of them, oh Jesus, it's annoying as hell, even back then. So what did I do? I did a bit of digging, talked to my grandpa, and then found out you can find the game's files somewhere on your computer, including the music. So couldn't I just replace them? And boom, with a bit of know-how, I had my favorite music in the game. Okay, that's what I put in now. Back then it would have been something more like this.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird.
That's exactly how I started, getting my first look behind the scenes of a game. How does this work? How is it built? And I can modify things, even implement stuff myself? Cool. And that's how Fishdom taught me a lot. My first steps into modding, memory training that was actual fun, and even some perseverance, especially when there weren't many options on the board. Nowadays, I'd probably just throw an extra bomb onto the field, or have one spawn if nothing happens for too long. Back then, I learned to take a closer look, to create opportunities myself, and maybe even plan a move or 2 ahead. There was no time pressure or forced moves. It was your game. After all, your parents had actually bought it. In the end, I have to say, honestly, the new Fishdom hooked me pretty quickly with all explosions and stuff, but it also lost me just as fast. The old Fishdom is better, not because of nostalgia alone, but because it takes you seriously as a player, young and old, and not just your money. Stay smooth, and as always, see you in the next one.